Hey guys, it's Jessica and I am here to share a little bit of free SLP CFY advice for you. I'm going to tell you 3 things you should never do as a new SLP CFY. Number 1, first thing you should never do is forget to teach and only do drills. When I was a newer SLP, I was horrible about either just pulling out like super duper cards or mostly super duper cards and just running through whatever was on those cards, practicing words. I had like zero creativity. It was just drill, 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 drill. And I thought if I beat it in their brains enough, one of these days they're gonna get it. So don't do the drill cards. Make sure you're spending time teaching before you do the drills, because if you don't teach your students what they need to know, they'll never learn it. They need to be explicitly taught. Okay. Number 2, the second thing you should never do as a new SLP, only do worksheets. There is a time and a place for worksheets. They're great for collecting data, and sometimes they're great for other things. Like you guys know, I love my articulation reading passages. Obviously, that's a worksheet. But especially for those little younger students, we really need to make sure that we're making it engaging and fun. I love to incorporate movement into my activities. As you know, I actually have a whole playlist of movement activities that I will link in the description. Actually, I think I can link it up here in the little eye thing that pops up. Make sure you're doing movement activities, things that are fun and engaging. And I promise, if you master the art of turning drills into movement activities, your students will love you forever and they will be so excited to come see you. But if you're another teacher who just does worksheets all the time, they're gonna hate it and they're gonna complain and you're gonna hate it and it's not gonna be fun. So, number 2, don't just do worksheets. Okay, number 3, the third thing you should never do as a new SLP CFY is spend a ton of money on materials. Now, I am all about getting the best materials for your buck. You don't want to just throw down money on a whole bunch of different stuff that people say that you need. I do have a list, a video and a blog post of my top recommendations of things for CFY, and I'll link those in the description as well. And you will find that all of those things can be used in multiple ways. They're really fun, students love them, and I'm not just throwing money at some random thing I'm going to use once. For example, I do not really like buying board games. I find that they get kind of boring for me particularly. They really don't have a whole lot of uses. They're great to throw in every now and then, but I would rather use something like a squig or a scooter board or balancing blocks or bean bags and rings, blue painter's tape, cups, cotton balls. All of those I use in my movement activities that I mentioned earlier. Those are going to be lifesavers and amazing for you. Now, as for TPT stuff, I only buy on TPT. Here's my rules for what I buy. I don't just buy anything. I either only buy things that are on sale. If you didn't know, currently, they're at the 15th of every month when I'm filming this in 2022, there is a half off speech sale. And it's the 15th of every month and you can find a ton of resources that are half off. I usually buy during that, or I'll buy during like back to school sales. So I only buy stuff on sales. I only buy articulation activities and they have to be interesting and fun and creative. I do not just buy like dabber worksheets. I can make those myself. But I only look for interesting, unique articulation activities. If I spend money on a bigger purchase, it is because I am spending money on something that will help me be a better teacher. So remember, the first skill, the first thing that we talked about, making sure you're learning how to teach these skills. And that is what I have really tried to focus on in my TPT store, the resources I create. I want them to help you teach better. I want you to feel confident teaching strategically. These are not just activities to get you through all of those drill practices. These are the very first activities you want to use to get that foundational skill. So that's what you'll hopefully mostly find in my TPT store, especially if you're struggling with social skills. I have a bundle that I'll link that I call my social communication teaching guide bundle. So teaching guide, meaning I'm guiding you through the teaching process. And I will link that in the description as well. But yeah, I've bought one on like how to teach WH questions. It's not mine. I've bought one on teaching vocabulary. So like I said, I only spend money on things that make me a better teacher, not just things to fill up my shelves or my downloads on my computer. So those are 3 things to never do as a CFY.